Okay guys, another video. Mind the mess on my table here, but I've been experimenting on changing my camera, my FPV camera on my Walkera Scout, which is the iLook Plus, which I'm not really too happy about it. It's okay, it's a good camera, but I'm a Sony Action man camera. This is my Sony, the HDR AS100V. Much better quality camera. It's got a lot of good features. Have a look on the website and you'll see all the features. Good thing about it is it's got GPS. It takes GPS coordinates on your video, so you know where you are all the time, and high resolution and close to 4K resolution. The next camera above that has got 4K, but this is quite good. Stereo, the whole thing. This is waterproof as it is. In this kind of, you can't drop it in water, but it can handle the splashes of rain, so you don't need a waterproof casing on this thing. So with this camera is that under the side it's got a few connectors there. It's got a USB connector there, but that's only purely for charging and video transfer from the camera. Micro HDMI, which is there, that gives you an output also while the camera is on. So while your camera is on, recording or not recording, that'll give you your output. It's got the Sony, their own brand of plug there, which it's a multi-port kind of a plug, connects to their special cables. And it's got a audio in also here, like a microphone in there, but we won't be using that. So the one we'll be using is the HDMI out. So the problem I have with the FPV, that through the transmitter, that it only takes an AV out or in, you might say. So what I've done, I've experimented. I went out and bought the Boss Cam, the TS832, and then from there I went ahead and bought a little unit called the ARRIS. Now the ARRIS is, I'll just show you the packaging on that. That's it there. Okay. I bought it on eBay, but you can directly go to the website and buy it off them. And what that does, that's a HDMI to AV converter. This one here, that's it there. It's got a little ribbon there, and it's got the little micro HDMI there. So it comes with two of these plugs. It's got the mini HDMI for other type of cameras and the micro. Now on the website it states for a certain type of cameras. I was only doing a trial and error, and I found that this does connect to the Sony, which was a good start. So that just kind of flicks into there like that. Okay, as you can see, got a little bit gap there, but as long as it clips in, that's the main thing. And from there we went along, and I decided to do the whole necessary wiring, as you can see here, just as for testing purposes. So I've changed some of the wires on here to suit the connectors. So that will connect into that, and so I'll just kind of put that there aside. Kind of put that. Well, I'll just leave that there. And this cable here will connect into your flight controller on board, but I've just kind of got 5 volts through a just like a regulator here. I just bought from the electronics shop just to do it on bench testing. And because this unit requires 5 volts, this one can run 12 volts. So on the other end of this, on the Walkera Scout, there's a couple of outputs underneath the Walkera Scout, and it takes this particular plug. Okay, so I'll just pull them 2 wires out, and you just plug that straight into and you got 12 volts. So this unit can handle 12 volts, no problems. So hence I just mind you, I'm just doing just a rough, just to connect everything, making it work. I'm just gonna put this over here for a moment, and the other thing too, I'm just going to mention, this camera also has got a infrared input, right? So you can control this camera via an infrared to obviously turn it on and off. Now I haven't got down to this stage at the moment because the ARRIS has capability of IR, and it's got a little IR LED right there, and hence the white wire here, which will connect into your flight controller, will control that IR. So when you flick the switch, that one, when you flick that one off and on, that will in turn flicker that IR, and it will in turn set that camera off. So I'm just going to basically kind of just put it there with a bit of tape or something, or a bit of just something, or elastic band or something, just something to hold it there, just to have that area. But I'll make another video if this all works. I'll make another video, and then apparently it works quite good around. Doesn't have to be exactly there. It can be kind of mounted somewhere on an angle, but we'll see how when we get to mount the whole thing. But hopefully that would work with that, and that will complete the package virtually. That you can operate the camera via the remote. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and give you a bit of a demo on turning everything on. So I'm just going to go and connect my my power source. Just it's a bit tricky. Okay, so let's go and plug that in. So here I'm on channel 41 here. I've flicked through all the channels and chose that one there. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn my my camera on, and if you keep an eye out, this should, and there you go, look at that. So that's working quite good, working on that frequency there, as you can see that. So works quite good. So all I'm going to do now is, once I press the record button on the back, and that actually records. You can see that the red light's on, it's recording, and yeah, it's still there on my FPV there on my screen. So I'm just going to turn that off now, and that's it. So hopefully now the next thing is that the IR on this can work with this, and we're all good to go. And then I will make another video on how I get all this hooked up and working on the Walkera Scout. Also, before I forget, the TS832's got an output which I've disconnected. It's got another wire between the yellow and black, which is supposed to be another red, which I've taken that out. Just trying to find it where it is here, which is this one here. That's the wire. I've taken that out because there's no needed, and but there is another one, the TS835. I'm not 100% sure. That has a 5 volt output on that at 1 amp. So then the power source off that can go straight into that without necessary. But if you want it'd be better off you connect this straight into your flight control, because it's already got 5 volts in there, and you've got your hopefully that white wire will work the camera via that switch and give you a complete overview. And for you guys interested in the whole thing, you know, if you want to send me a request through YouTube about photographs or any questions on how to set this thing up, by all means, be free to send any comments over, and glad to help you in any which way I can, to my best of my knowledge. Hopefully, I know this camera will give me a better quality photograph or pictures or video than the iLook Plus. Okay, guys, I'm just I've finished making my bracket here for the Sony, to fit my Sony Action cam on the Walkera, the 3D Gimbal. So it took me a long time to get the weights right, but I'll see how she all goes. Now the camera, that's the camera there, okay, and that's just gonna screw in right like that into there. So it'll kind of, the reason why I've got this kind of the distance and all the rest of it, it's got to clear that back section here. Also for the weights, I had to get the weights right just so it sits in center and everything. The final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the final adjustments in the controller. So I'll see how we go with that, and then I'll mount it. But first, what I'll do is I'll just kind of turn it on, and you've got an idea of what it looks like. What's happening now? It'll just go like all crazy. So there it is there. It's kind of sitting pretty right. It's got a little bit of, you know, you can hear that motor. So I just started my transmitter up, and it seems to be running okay. You can see that I'll just see now, that's what happens when it gets to a certain angle up, but as I flicker all the way down, she seems to be okay. But I think I've got to reduce the power in this and the gain a little bit, or vice versa, just to get it so it doesn't vibrate. And also when I go all the way up, not to go like that. So as soon as I level off, she sits pretty good. But mind you, I've still got to put this camera on, which then that will put the whole thing out of whack again. So we'll see how that all works. But alright. Okay, what I've done is got the unit pretty good at the moment. Pretty balanced. What I've done is I've put a couple of weights on this side. I just as a temporary, just to see how it all goes. But I think it's sinkers, these weights, and it holds the camera pretty good. So basically, I've taken it out for our first flight, and she kind of works okay. I've still got to tweak it a bit more, but I'm getting there. So basically, I've changed. You probably noticed I had on the other video, I had a wider bracket here. I've changed it. I've dropped the camera a bit actually lower, just to get the right. So, and then I adjusted the controller, but basically by dropping the camera a bit lower, it gives me a different weight distribution and center of gravity, and it kind of works good. The vibration of the motor's all gone away now. Okay, you can see that the camera's already on, ready to go. I'm just going to turn that back on. I'll set the other recording device onto my phone. I'll turn this on, and then we'll basically, you can see it go up. I'll take some really nice shots up there now. Nice shots. sun's going down real quick.